Yo, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. It's 12:05 p.m. Pacific time. It's December 13th, 2025. Trump pledges retaliation after 3 Americans are killed in Syria attack that the U.S. blames on ICE. Damascus, Syria. President Donald Trump said Saturday that there will be very serious retaliation after two U.S. service members and one American civilian were killed in an attack in Syria that the United States blames on the Islamic State group. This was an ISIS attack against the U.S. and Syria in very dangerous part. This was an ISIS attack against the U.S. and Syria in a very dangerous part of Syria that is not fully controlled by them, he said in a social media post. The American president told reporters at the White House that Syria's President Ahmed al-Shara was devastated by what happened and stressed that the Syria Syria was fighting alongside U.S. troops. Trump, in his post, said al-Shara was extremely angry and disturbed by this attack. U.S. command said three servicemen wounded in an ambush Saturday by a lone member in Syria. Trump said the three seemed to be doing pretty well. The U.S. military said the gunman was killed. That U.S. troops in Syria was the first with fatality since the fall of President Bashar Assad a year ago. There will be very serious retaliation, Trump said on his Truth Social platform. The Pentagon chief spokesman Sam Parnell said the civilian killed was a U.S. interpreter. Parnell said the attack targeted soldiers involved in the ongoing counter-terrorism operations in the region and is under active investigation. Shooting took place near historic Palmyra, according to the state-run Sana news agency, which earlier said two members of Syria's security force and several U.S. service members had been wounded. The casualties were taken by helicopter to the Itam garrison near the border with Iraq and Jordan. The Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said the attacker was a member of the Syrian security force. Syria's Interior Ministry spokesman Noor al-Dinlawa said a gunman linked to ICE opened fire at the gate of a military post. He added the Syrian authorities are looking into whether the gunman was an ICE member or only carried its extreme ideology. He denied reports that suggest that the attacker was a security member. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth posted on X, "Let it be known if you target Americans, you'll spend the rest of your brief, anxious life knowing the United States will find you, and ruthlessly kill you." The U.S. has hundreds of troops deployed in eastern Syria as part of the coalition fighting ICE. The U.S. has no diplomatic relations with Syria under Assad, but ties have warmed since the fall of the five-decade Assad family rule. Al-Shara made a historic visit to Washington last month where he held talks with Trump. It was the first White House visit by a head of state since the Middle Eastern country gained independence from France in 1946 and came after the U.S. lifted sanctions imposed on Syria during the Assad's rule. Al-Shara led the rebel forces that toppled Bashar Assad in December 2024 and was named the country's interim leader in January. Al-Shara, who once had ties to Al-Qaeda and had a $10 million U.S. bounty on his head. Last month, Syria joined the international coalition fighting against the IS as Damascus improves its relations with Western countries following the ouster of Assad when insurgents captured his seat of power in Damascus. IS was defeated on the battlefield in Syria in 2019, but the group's sleeper cells still carry or deadly attacks in the country. The United Nations says the group still has between 5,000 and 7,000 fighters in Syria and Iraq. U.S. troops which have maintained a presence in different parts of Syria, including AI Tav garrisoning the central province of Homs, to train other forces as part of a broad campaign against ICE, have been targeted in the past. One of the deadliest attacks occurred in 2019 in the northern town of Manjabi when a blast killed 2 U.S. service members and 2 American civilians, as well as others from Syria, while conducting a patrol. Again, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Again, follow me on Instagram, the Studio 11. Follow me on X, the Studio 2020. I like to say Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Thank you for joining. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you in the next one.